globe, latitude and longitude. Okay. In the previous chapter, you have read that our planet Earth is not a sphere. It is slightly flattened at the north and the south poles and bloods in the middle. Can you imagine how it looks? You may look at a globe carefully in your classroom to get an idea. Globe is a true model, miniature form of the Earth, figures 2.1. Globes may be of a varying size and type. Big ones which cannot be carried easily. Small pocket globes and globe-like balloons which can be inflated and are handy and carried with ease. The globe is not a fixed shape. It can be rotated same way as a top spin or a potter's wheel is rotated. ओके घूमता रहता है, एक जगह पे स्टे नहीं रहता है. एंड ऑन द ग्लोब countries continents and oceans are shown in their correct size. It is different to describe the locations of a point on a sphere like the earth. Now the questions arise as to how to locate a palace on it. We need certain points of reference and lines to find out the location of palace. You will notice that a needle is fixed through the globe in a tilted manner, which is called axis. Axis means dhuri. 2 points on the globe through which the needle's passes are 2 poles, north poles and south poles. The globe can be moved around these needles from west to east just as the earth moves. But remember, there is a major difference. The real earth has no such needles. It moves around its axis, which is an imaginary line. Another imaginary line running on the globe divides into 2 equal parts. This line is known as the equator. So the northern half of the earth is known as the northern hemisphere and the southern half is known as the southern hemisphere. They are both equal halves. So therefore the equator is an imaginary circular line and is a very important reference point to locate a palace on the earth. All parallel circle from the equators up to the poles are called parallels of latitudes. Latitudes are measured in degrees. The equator represented the 0 degree latitude, since the distance from the equator to either of the poles is 1/4 of a circle round the earth. It will measure 1/4 of the 360 degrees. 19 degrees northern latitude marks the north pole and 19 degrees south latitude marks the pole. North pole and 19 degrees south latitude marks the south pole. As such as all parallels north of the equator are called north latitude. Similarly, all parallels south of the equator are called south latitude. The value of each latitude is therefore followed by either the word north and south. Generally, this is indicated by the letter and or as north or south. For example, both Chandpur in Maharashtra, India, and Belo Horizontal in Brazil, South American, are located on a parallels of about 20 Celsius latitude, but the former is 20 north of the equator and the latter is 20 Celsius south of it. We therefore say that Chandpur is situated at 20 Celsius and latitude, and Bella horizontal is situated at 20 Celsius latitude. We see in figure 2.2 that as we move away from the equator, the size of the parallels of latitudes decrease. Important parallels of latitudes beside the equator the north pole and the south pole. There are 4 important parallels of latitudes. Tropic of Cancer, In the northern hemisphere, Tropic of Capricorn. In the southern hemisphere, Arctic Circle north of the equator, Antarctica Circle south of the equator. Heat zone of the earth. The midday sun is exactly overhead at least once a year on all latitudes in between the Tropic of Cancer and the Tropic of Capricorn. This area therefore receives the maximum heat and is called the torrid zone. Look at it, torchlight falling on a straight surface is bright and covers a smaller area. The midday, the sun never shines overhead on any latitude beyond the Tropic of Cancer and the Tropic of Capricorn. The angle of the sun rays goes on decreasing towards the poles such as the area bounded by the Tropic of Cancer and the Arctic Cancer circle in the northern hemisphere and the Tropic of Capricorn and the Antarctic circle in the southern hemisphere have a moderated temperature. These are therefore called temperate zone. Temperate zone area lying between the Arctic circle and the North Pole in the northern hemisphere and Antarctic circle the South Pole in the southern hemisphere are very good. It is because the horizontal, therefore its rays are always splitting and provide less heat. These are therefore called a fringe zone. Look at here. And what are latitudes, longitudes? Sorry, to fix the positions of palace, it is necessary to know something more than the latitudes of that palace. You can see, for example, that Tonga Island in the Pacific Oceans and Mauritius Island in the Indian Oceans are situated on the same latitude. Now, in order to locate them previously, we must find out how far east or west these palaces are from a given line to reference running from the North Pole to the South Pole. These lines to reference are called the meridians of longitude, and the distance between them are measured in degrees of longitude. Each degree is a future divided into minutes and minutes into seconds. There are a semicircle and the distance between them decreases steadily polewards. It becomes zero at the poles where all the meridians meet. Unlike parallels of latitudes, all meridians are of equal length. Thus, it was difficult to number the meridians. Hence, all countries decided that the count should begin from the meridian which passed through Greenwich, where the British Royal Observatory is located. This meridian is called the prime meridian. Its value is longitude, and from it we can count 180 eastwards as well as 180 westward. The prime meridian and 180 meridian divided the earth into the two equal halves, the eastern hemisphere and the western hemisphere. Therefore, the longitude and of the palace is followed by the letter E for east and W for the west. It is however interesting to note that 180 east and 180 west meridian are on the same line. Now look at the grid of the paralleles of latitude and meridians of longitude on the globe. You can locate any point on the globe very easily if you know its latitude and longitude. For example, Dhubri in Assam is situated at 26 census and latitude and 19 in longitude. Find out the point where there's two lines cut each other. That point will be the location of three. To understand this clearly, draw equidistant vertical and horizontal line on a paper. Label the vertical row and rows with a number and horizontal row with letters. Draw some small circle randomly on points where these horizontal and vertical lines intersect each other. Name this small circle A, B, C, D, E. Let vertical lines represent east longitude and horizontal lines as the latitude. Now you will see that circle is located on B and latitude and 1E longitude. Find out the location of the other circle. Pacific Oceans and Atlantic Oceans. Locations. Longitude and time. The best means of measuring the time is by the movement of the earth. The moon and the planets, the sun regularly rises and sets every day, and naturally it is the best timekeeper throughout the world. Local time can be recorded by the shadow cast by the sun, which is the shortest at moon and longest at sunrise and at sunset. When the prime meridian of Greenwich has the sun at the highest point in the sky, all the places along this meridian will have a midday or noon. As the earth rotates from west to east, this place east of Greenwich will be ahead of Greenwich time, and this to the west will be behind it. Figure 2.8. The rate of the difference can be calculated as follows. The earth rotates 360 Celsius in about 24 hours, which means 15 noon hours, 1 in 4 minutes. This when it is well known at Greenwich. The time at 15 Celsius east of Greenwich will be 1 hour ahead of Greenwich time, which means 1 p.m. But at 15 West Greenwich, at the Greenwich, the time will be behind Greenwich time by 1 hour. It will be 11 a.m. Similarly, at 1 it will be midnight when it is 12 noon at Greenwich. Why do we have a standard time? The local time of planets which are on different meridians are bound to differ. For example, it will be difficult to prepare a timetable for trains which cross several longitudes. In India, for instance, there will be difference of about 1 hour and 45 minutes in the Assam. It is therefore necessary local times of Dwarka in Gujarat and Dibrugarh and Assam in Assam. It is therefore necessary to adopt to the local time of some central meridians of a country as the standard time for the country. In India, longitudes of 82 Celsius 330 is treated as the standard meridian. Local time at this meridian is taken as the standard time for the whole country. It is known as the Indian Standard Time. Kabir live in a small town near Bhopal. He tells his friend Alok that they will not be able to sleep